Hello everyone, my name is Olectralab, and today we're going to be flying a Hellcat around, and we're gonna give it some machine guns, and we're gonna give it some explosive bombs, and maybe some upgrades. I'm trying to think what we're gonna get here. I've got this new mod here. I forget what it's called exactly, but it's very fun. There's lots of different upgrade parts that you can add to said vehicle in order to make it fly better. We're currently what looks to be the edge of the Arctic Circle, so I'm just going to go ahead and place a plane down over here on this ice lake over here, and we should be able to take off. I might just quickly change the render distance because this game does have a little bit of a problem rendering lots of chunks and also recording. I'm just going to go ahead and chuck this down here. I think we need some rockets as well. This is a Hellcat, I believe. It's a very nice looking plane. Very fancy. Lovely looking propeller. Some nice decorations on the side. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some rockets. You can, I think, operate some of the weapons on here just on gunpowder as well. There's regular guns that you can use. I'm just going to go ahead and get in. Now, I know that there is a thing that you have to bother about where you can't use the weapons unless you assemble them on the ground or something, and I've just got to somehow figure out how I'm going to do this properly. I'm going to go ahead and put some H-bombs in here and some machine guns in here. I think we'll add an aircraft fuel requirement upgrade, some sturdy pipes upgrade for 10% engine power. We'll add just a regular engine upgrade, and we'll add a netherite engine. This should be good, and it looks like we're all good to go. I'm just going to quickly press R and get out here to make sure that I have repaired it. Anyway, we're just going to try and take off. I'm going to go ahead and taxi onto the runway here, and we're going to start the engine by holding space, and oh, 1 second. There appears to be no sound. Is there any sound? I'm not sure if there's sound. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, we should be very dead, actually. We smashed into an ice cap there. We are off, though, however. It looks like... Nope. Did we... Oh, no. Oh, no. It's lagging. It's lagging so very terribly. It would appear the game cannot handle the awesomeness of my Hellcat. So I'm just going to really quickly turn the render distance down even more in the hopes that we don't crash the game out trying to do this. Alright, we're in a plane. I might just circle back to chunks that are already loaded in order to attempt to make it a little easier on the game here. We are going incredibly fast. It might help if I slow the engine down. Oh, I stalled. I stalled the engine there. That's not good. Alright. We should be going here. I'm just going to lower the throttle a bit. We're on full throttle, and it's pretty hard for the game to keep up. I can't... There's a little throttle gauge in the middle here, which is this little orange bar, and it represents engine power. You've got to sort of keep it on midway in order to sort of keep control of the vehicle in this game that's not particularly good at rendering a ton of chunks at once. We have got bombs equipped, which means I can blow holes in the ice and stuff, which is very cool just with the right click. And I think we do also have guns mounted to the aircraft, which means that we can shoot our guns here, which is pretty cool. This is a very cool mod. I would definitely recommend this mod. It's going to increase the throttle a bit. We're got to climb up over these mountains here. It's definitely quite fun to just go for a nice little fly through the Arctic Circle in a Hellcat in Minecraft, because why not? I do like flying it at top speed, but I only normally like flying at top speed just on this computer in particular, in like a flat world, like a super flat world. A regular default world, it's just a little dicey with chunks rendering, as you saw back there with the lag and all that. I do believe there's a radar system that you can get installed on this thing, but I would need to land the plane in order to get it out, because you have to get it from the creative inventory. I don't want to just abandon my plane. You can jump out by double tapping R, like mid-flight, like an absolute daredevil, but I don't have an elytra on me, so I'm not going to try that right now. We're just going to circle the Arctic Circle in our plane, and admire the view. If you look to the left, we have the Arctic Circle, and if you look to the right, we have the Arctic Circle. I'm just calling it the Arctic Circle. It's not really the Arctic Circle, but it's a giant pile of ice, so I'm just sort of assuming that we're in a terrain that's somewhat like that. May as well test out these bombs. Oh, there's a ship down there, I think. Let's see what the damage is that we did. Do a flyover again. Look at this. Oh, look at that. That's so satisfying. Something really satisfying about dropping a explodey boy from the sky from a plane and then just watching it go on a random unsuspecting ice mound. It looks like there's a nice little plains biome type area next to the Arctic here. I'm going to slow the plane right down. You can actually do some pretty cool tricks in this plane, but they are quite limited in that you can't do things like barrel rolls and that because there's no tail and ailerons, which is kind of a little disappointing, but it's okay. Okay, it looks like we're coming in. We're going to try and land this thing without crashing it. I've leveled off the throttle pretty heavily. Going to see if we can land on the ice here. Oh, there we go. We managed to land on the ice. Press R to get out. Now, if I check in here, there's a whole bunch of upgrades that come in here. We've got a gyroscope here. What is this? Mechanical dashboard, negative 100% wind effect. That's another thing in this game is there is wind. So if you have an advanced gyroscope, that stops things from happening like you going massively off course. The landing gear definitely helps. What is this? Enhanced propeller. Less friction. I think that just makes you go faster. That's not exactly something we want to do at the moment. This one can be useful if you're flying over your own structures. The bomb bay makes it so that the TNT only deals like mob damage, but doesn't actually destroy terrain. So you can bomb your own cities without actually, damaging anything. There's also a quadcopter that comes with this mod, which is pretty awesome. Look at that. It's a boat, but like with quadcopters, and you can fly on it too. You can just get in it. Look at this. Isn't that cool? I can fly around in my little tiny quadcopter drone. It's a little dodgy and it's very slow, but it's pretty cool. We're going to park that there for now, though. We're just going to sort of abandon that for now, I think. I'm going to hop back in the Hellcat after I repair it. It's taken some damage from me crashing into things. There we go. All repaired. I'm going to replace the nether engine that requires too much fuel with an advanced gyroscope, and that gives us a little GUI down the corner here. And I think we'll replace the sturdy pipes with hull reinforcement, just so that if we crash, there's going to be less problems. Now, as you can see, we've got a nice little dashboard to the side where we can see the controls of said plane. And also this means that we can fly blind. Theoretically, it should mean that we can fly blind in like blind weather if we're up at a really high altitude. You should be able to theoretically keep the plane on course just by lining up the little dot in the center of the screen there to the right degree. Oh, and we're off. This Hellcat is incredibly fast. As you can see, we're already soaring above the skies and across these icy peaks. Still equipped with bombs. I do love dropping the occasional explodey thing on the ice mountains, just because it's satisfying. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You can change the perspective as well, no problem. We shouldn't be flying off course either. We should be able to just set the plane to a direction it'll go. Normally with this mod, there's like random wind effect on the plane. So if you're just flying along in one direction, you will get blown off course. You can't sort of abandon the plane and expect not to suffer consequences. I'm going to go ahead and speed up here. Oh, there we go. We're cruising along at a nice altitude. Hopefully we don't crash into any mountains, because we're loading in terrain pretty fast here. So fast, in fact, that we're glitching the matrix itself. I'm just going to climb to a slightly higher altitude here and lower the throttle just to go easier on the game's rendering capacities. Oh, looks like we're over a frozen lake. Let's see if we can pop a little hole in the ice. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so satisfying. I can just pop little holes in the lake. I'm such a criminal. Look at this. So much environmental damage. This frozen lake would be perfect as a runway. Just a nice, huge, big frozen area of flatness to park your plane on. Obviously, it's not as nice now because I have riddled it with holes, but it could be quite a nice thing. Alright, we're off again. I'm going to go up and we're going to do some spins because I do like doing some spins. As you can see, we can really do some cool tricks. Might just quickly set the time today because it is getting dark and I won't be able to see anything at all in a second. There we go, we're back. Now, this little dial on the side here to our bottom right hand corner sort of shows us where we are relative to whatever starting position we are, which is kind of useful. We also have two little gauges here which show us sort of how we're moving around in the sky. And we also have our bearing, so when I turn, you don't have to pull up the F3 menu because we've got a little compass here. You can currently tell that we're flying north. Oh, northeast. There we go, now we're flying north. We can drop in. I might just pull up the F3 real quick to make sure that we're not going to crash into the ground. There we go, we're at 200 blocks. There could be structures here, but there probably won't. Oh dear, what have I done? What on earth? What in the Jonathan Livingston Seagull happened to my plane? I was flying along and then all of a sudden I'm outside space and time. And I'm in a frozen wasteland of ice spikes. And it would appear that the universe itself has glitched apart. I think there's something wrong. Something very, very... Oh, and would you look at that? I'm in the abyss. Okay, well, I think I'm going to end the video there. It's been a pretty long one. It's been pretty fun. I do love flying these little planes around. They are absolutely a good ton of fun to fly around. I don't know why it says it needs to be assembled on the floor. Apparently you can't place planes on ice. Although you should be able to place planes on ice. I'm not sure what's going on here. It's a real problem. We were able to place the plane on the ice before. Well, I think the game has broken. I have officially broken the game from doing a cool trick in the sky. And time has frozen and the universe has fallen apart. So I think I'm going to call it. I'll call it a day. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Have an excellent day and or evening or morning, depending on where you are. Goodbye.